think my favorite line is, happiness in family life is most likely to be achieved when founded upon the teachings of the Lord Jesus Christ. That's the thing that I'm trying to find in life, is happiness in family life, and it is most likely to be achieved when founded on the gospel of Jesus Christ, and I want my family to be happy.
Because I think it's important to understand that there's consequences to ignoring God's plan. The family unit is the basis for society, and if societies ignore the fact that mom, dad, and kids is how it's supposed to work, then bad things will happen.
We
Well,
probably wouldn't have found each other and gotten
mom
married.
would be an alcoholic.
And you would have been a frat boy that
No, we probably wouldn't have gotten
we
married.
never would have met each other.
Yeah.
And so we're glad that there's a BYU.
We would be in the fat part of the statistical bell curve, which means that we probably wouldn't have gotten married until we were in our 30s, and we probably would have a lot of emotional damage from previous relationships over the last 15 years. Probably we would have been married at least once and then divorced.
Statistically.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'd be normal. And normal isn't good in today's society, generally speaking. What, the gospel?
The gospel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's everything. That's
Yeah.
what brought us together in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for someone who really understood the gospel and really just got it. And I had dated a lot of guys, and not all of them got it, and I really wanted them to get it. And so when I met Dad, I mean, that was our whole first date. We talked about gospel. Everything was gospel centered. And just remember, I mean,
Yeah.
we drove up to the canyon in your little convertible and
Mm-hmm.
just looked at the stars and just talked about, I don't know, God's plan.
Yeah.
Happiness, basically. It was kind of cool. And that's super critical. But anyway, it's made our lives happy. We have a focus. We know what we want, and we know it together. Even though we have different personalities and we have different thoughts and ways of doing things, we know what we're building here. We're building this family that's really, really important to us. So, I don't know. What do you think?
It was just because you were hot. That's the only reason. All the gospel stuff was like, okay, I'll go along.
Oh, really? Thanks a lot.
I'm totally kidding.
You're such a dork.
But no, what she said.
No. Elaborate. What's made?
Yeah, no, that's the only important thing. The only thing that matters, the most important thing that matters in life is following our Father in Heaven's plan. Because every good thing comes from that. And you have sorrow and struggle and sadness and frustration and tragedy in your life. And all of that in the context of the gospel makes it better and understandable and tolerable. And every disagreement and fight and heartache that you have in a relationship can all be healed and overcome through the atonement of Christ and through our Father in Heaven's plan. And that's the meaning of life. That's the purpose of life. And so if you don't have that, then all you're doing is making crap up as you go and guessing. And that's a pretty tough way to live your life. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're lost. And it's better when you have two people that are both trying to follow the map and follow the plan. And it's just great. It's like you're on the same team. And
We're on the same team.
we're on the same team.
Yeah.
So.
Marriage is more than your love for each other. In your love, you see only your two selves in the world. But in marriage, you're a link in the chain of the generations, which God causes to come and to pass away to His glory and calls into His kingdom. In your love, you see only the heaven of your own happiness. But in marriage, you are placed at a post of responsibility towards the world and mankind. Your love is your own private possession, but marriage is more than something personal. It is a status, an office. Just as it is the crown and not merely the will to rule that makes the king, so it is marriage and not merely your love for each other that joins you together in the sight of God and man. So love comes from you, but marriage from above, from God.